I'm going to put this in a way you could explain to dummies and people who work for the state who are trying to play stupid about the argument, so that you'd have to be an idiot to miss it. Basically, every culture that is allowed requires cognitive dissonance to be a part of it. People know that it is wrong just to live. Live is evil backwards. Trap is part backwards. They know they're playing a part in it, and they're playing stupid. The top martial artist must be a hero. It's relative to martial, which is marital scrambled arts. Martial, to order, to arrange. So they must be concerned with reproduction and the divine order. If they're not trying to restore the true divine order by default, they suffer from cognitive dissonance. Martial arts, as Master Hyo Cho points out in his book. Bruce Lee has said, the successful warrior has focus. Okay, Master Hyo Cho says that he teaches students to have concentration and focus. What happens when you lack mental clarity? You lack moral clarity and romantic clarity. They're connected. Martial, marital, pharaoh, the O, the reproductive cycle, the winged disc of Ra, Genesis 41:45. This narrows it down to the black African hero. Why? Because this is a universal truth, universal morality, mind, body, soul, and spirit. He displays the most physical prowess and the most mental prowess with his heroic heart. Martin Luther King times infinity mixed with Shaka Zulu times infinity, so to speak, in one man, the Igbo royal family. To deny this automatically means that one is in a state of cognitive dissonance. To use sabotage or drugs to try to cheat, by default, makes it so you're invalid. Every culture shuns black people. And they shun the black hero the most. Treat him like a king, Rodney King. They kill Malcolm X, kill Martin Luther King, persecuted the Black Panthers. There's 68 or so informants in the Black Panther Party. This great emphasis on cheating the black man. Everyone else is white-like and mixed with Neanderthal, as the story goes at this point in popular culture, but black people. So which one? The African is the most stigmatized. The mixed African can't even find African love in Africa. From the patriarchal line, because it's a eugenic society that elevates Eurasian, especially European genes over other people's. Does the traditional Asian give me a fair shake? No. Does the average white person in dating give me a fair shake in terms of dating? No. Do average black people give me a fair shake in terms of dating? No. Nobody from any culture and any race that accepts a mainstream culture or culture that is allowed gives me a fair shake in dating. So let's put it in a way that a little kid can understand. If you come from a pirate culture and you're a traditionalist and you say, hey, you have to be a pirate in order for my daughter to date you, or you're a woman, you say you have to be a pirate in order for them to date you, are you being fair? Or are you in a state of cognitive dissonance, which is an inferior cognitive state? Now, they can fuel me and drug me and cause me to slip on my words. They can give me psych meds and shit. But as long as I live in a superior state where I'm trying to restore the divine order, by default, my cognition is superior. As long as I'm trying to restore the actual divine order, it doesn't matter how much I slip on my words, how much my shape changes, how much they blind me and make me wear new glasses. By default, I have superior moral clarity, which by default is superior mental clarity. Doesn't matter if I can invent a time machine. Doesn't matter if I can manipulate genes to make a kid jump over the moon. If I don't have moral clarity, I have inferior mental clarity. And in a true natural challenge, I'm a superior martial artist if I have superior moral clarity. And that's a result of generational marriages, marital arts, martial arts, generational breeding. So she shows a lack of basic understanding for universal morality, and she insists on her pirate culture, where every culture that is allowed is a pirate culture. You're cheating the African martial artist out of a fair chance to date your people with your culture. You're complicit. Part is trapped backwards. Evil is lived backwards. You've chosen to live an evil life and play a part in the trap. You can't then turn around and say, my system with the thong on. Or without. But certainly at this point of history, where the game starts with the word G-A for gay, it's with a thong. So in a nutshell, because of the cognitive dissonance that comes with other races and cultures and other groups of people, this person must be an Igbo from the cult center of Era. Period. If you wiped them out, then you're just a pirate that is standing when the smoke clears instead of dying next to your true king. A coward and a pirate is not a true martial artist. Cognitive dissonance versus moral clarity, mental clarity, and romantic clarity that allows me to outmaneuver these guys and to gut them like a fish. We'll call it spear fishing. Now imagine somebody who's in the right coming at you, focused, concentration, focus, righteous indignation, focus, moral intensity. And you're like, oh, I'm a bitch trying to make my people look good. I'm a bitch trying to make America look good. Or whatever. You have an inferior cause. You're a scatterbrained moron without the basic decency to insist that the most righteous person be in charge and to try to restore the divine order because everything else is trying to save the children of snakes versus trying to restore the divine order before it is too late. The reason why I must be the top martial artist, and the last valid one, is the trajectory of technology and the inability for any other gene pool to produce one suitable helper to be my wife. To have the inability for a single culture to produce one suitable location for me to raise a child. Not one suitable woman, not one suitable location. I must be the last. Emergency. Urgency, responsibility, emergency, your gene C, responsibility. Boom! Buck! Buck, 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 stab! While you're sitting there with the thong on. Think about it. Watch my sparring matches again carefully, the part where you start to see me go boom, 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 and I find a way to hit him. Nobody on this planet that ever lived, when they've engaged me in my true natural state with a large degree of mental, spiritual, and physical conditioning through martial arts, could have a chance against me. Once we're engaged, I'm God, you're in the wrong, and I find a way to fucking beat you because my spirit is greater. And God Almighty has triumphed me over the rest of the world because together they couldn't produce one person that had the heart that I do. Together, they couldn't try to restore the divine order. Only I have. God Almighty has triumphed me over you and your shallow-ass harlots that refuse to have the sense to date the righteous hero, but instead accept a culture of spiritual death when it doesn't take a brain-surgeon son from the martial art royal family to see that that is bitch.